You know what nobody tells you about retirement? It's not just about having enough money, it's about knowing where your money actually goes and whether it's giving you anything back. And somewhere around age 60, something shifts. You start seeing things clearly. All those purchases that seemed so important, so necessary, so automatic, you start questioning them. And when you do, you realize something profound. You've been spending money on things that don't serve you anymore. Maybe they never did. I want to share something personal with you. After I turned 60, I sat down one evening with my bank statements from the past year, just sat there, going through them line by line. And what I found shocked me. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars going to things I didn't need, didn't use, didn't even remember buying. It wasn't reckless spending. It was habit. It was routine. That's just what people do. But you know what? At 60, you don't have to do what people do anymore. You get to choose differently. So I made a list. 10 things I was going to stop buying. Not because I couldn't afford them, not because someone told me to, but because they weren't adding value to my life. They were just there, taking up space, taking up money, taking up mental energy I didn't want to waste anymore. And when I stopped buying these things, something amazing happened. I didn't feel deprived. I felt lighter, freer, like I'd been carrying weight I didn't know was there, and suddenly, it was gone. This isn't about being cheap. It's not about denying yourself. It's about being intentional, strategic. It's about recognizing that every dollar you spend in retirement should be working for you, bringing you joy, comfort, security, or purpose. And if it's not, it's time to let it go. So let me walk you through these 10 things. Some might surprise you, some you might already be thinking about. But all of them, I promise, will make you rethink how you're spending your money after 60, because you didn't work this hard to waste it on things that don't matter. The first thing I stopped buying: new clothes every season. For years, decades even, I bought clothes like clockwork. Spring comes, time for new outfits. Fall arrives, better get some sweaters. The stores put things on sale, and suddenly, I'm walking out with bags of stuff I don't need. And here's what I realized. My closet was full, but I wore the same 10 things over and over. Everything else just hung there. Tags still on some of them, taking up space and making me feel guilty every time I opened the door. After 60, your wardrobe needs change. You're not dressing for an office every day. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're dressing for comfort, for your life as it actually is now. And the truth, you probably already have everything you need. Those jeans that fit perfectly. That sweater you reach for every time. The comfortable shoes you can walk in for hours. You don't need more. You need to appreciate what you have. I'm not saying never buy clothes again. I'm saying stop buying them. Out of habit or boredom or because a store sent you a coupon. Buy something when you actually need it. When something wears out or no longer fits. When you have a specific occasion and genuinely need something appropriate. But that automatic seasonal shopping, that just browsing that turns into 3 bags of clearance items, that stops. And when it does, you save hundreds, maybe thousands a year. Money that can go towards something that actually brings you joy. The second thing I stopped buying was expensive skincare products that promise miracles. I'm going to be honest with you. For years, I spent a fortune on creams, serums, treatments, all promising to turn back time, erase wrinkles, make me look younger. And you know what? They didn't work. Not really. Oh, maybe they moisturized. Maybe they felt nice. But reverse aging? Make me look 40 again? No. That was just marketing. And I finally admitted it to myself. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. After 60, your skin is what it is. And that's okay. That's more than okay. Those lines on your face, they're evidence of a life lived. Laughter, worry, sun on your face during family vacations, years of expressions and experiences. They're not flaws, they're your story. And no, $200 jar of cream is going to erase that, nor should it. I switched to simple, affordable skincare, a basic moisturizer. Sunscreen when I'm outside, a gentle cleanser, that's it. My skin is fine, I'm fine, and I'm saving over $100 a month that used to go to products that made promises they couldn't keep. That money now goes toward things that actually make me feel good. A massage once a month, fresh flowers for my table, a nice dinner with friends. Those things make me feel more beautiful, more alive than any cream ever did. The third thing I stopped buying was gym memberships I didn't use. This one stings a little because it feels like giving up, like admitting defeat. But let's be real, how many of us are paying $40, $50, $60 a month for a gym membership we use maybe twice a month, if that? We joined with good intentions. We're going to get in shape, stay active, make it a routine. And then life happens, or the gym is too far, or it's too crowded, or we just don't enjoy it. But we keep paying because canceling feels like failure. Here's what I learned. Movement doesn't require a membership. Walking is free. Stretching in your living room is free. There are thousands of free workout videos online designed specifically for seniors. You can lift soup cans if you want resistance training. You can walk around your neighborhood, your local park, a mall if the weather's bad. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym full of people half your age, making you feel self-conscious. I canceled my membership and started walking every morning. Just 30 minutes around my neighborhood. I see my neighbors, I notice the seasons changing, I breathe fresh air, and I'm saving over $600 a year. If you love your gym, if you actually go and it brings you joy, keep it. But if you're like most people, holding on to it out of guilt or hope that someday you'll start going again, let it go. Find movement that fits your life as it is now, not as you wish it were. The fourth thing I stopped buying was books I never read. I love books, I always have. And for years I bought them constantly, new releases, recommendations, that interesting looking cover in the store. I'd bring them home, stack them on my nightstand, and they'd sit there, unread, gathering dust, making me feel guilty every time I looked at them. I had this idea that owning books meant I was intellectual, curious, engaged. But owning them and reading them are two very different things, so I made a rule, no more buying books until I've read what I already have. And you know what I discovered? My local library is incredible. They have almost everything I want to read. And what they don't have, they can get through interlibrary loan. It's free, completely free. I can borrow books, read them, return them, and my house doesn't fill up with paper I'll never look at again. If I find a book I absolutely love and want to own, then I'll buy it. But that's rare. Most books, you read once, and that's enough. I was spending maybe $50 to $100 a month on books. That's $600 to $200 a year, gone. And I'm reading just as much, maybe more, because I'm not weighed down by the guilt of all those unread purchases staring at me. Plus, going to the library gets me out of the house. It's a little outing. I see people. I browse. It's become part of my routine, and it doesn't cost a dime. The fifth thing I stopped buying was cable television. This one might be controversial, but hear me out. For years, I paid over $100 a month for cable, hundreds of channels. And you know how many I actually watched? Maybe 10, maybe. The rest just sat there, part of some package I didn't need but couldn't opt out of. I'd flip through channels, find nothing, and end up watching the same 3 shows over and over. It was expensive, frustrating, and honestly, a waste of time and money. I cut the cable. I kept internet, which I actually use, and I subscribed to 2 streaming services, just 2. One for movies and shows, one for news and documentaries. Total cost? About $25 a month. I'm saving over $75 every single month. That's $900 a year, and I'm watching better content. Things I actually choose, things I'm interested in. No more flipping through garbage looking for something tolerable. No more commercials. No more paying for sports channels I never watched. Or shopping networks I never wanted. If you're worried about missing out, don't be. Everything you want to watch is available somewhere online, usually cheaper and without commercials. And if you're someone who just likes having the TV on for background noise, there are free streaming options that work just fine. You don't need 500 channels. You never did. That's just what the cable companies convinced us we needed. After 60, you get to decide what's actually worth your money. And for most of us, cable isn't. The 6th thing I stopped buying was expensive coffee every day. I know. This is the classic financial advice everyone gives. Stop buying lattes and you'll be rich. But here's the thing. It's not about the coffee itself. It's about the habit. The automatic daily expense that adds up without you noticing. For me, it was a $5 coffee every morning, on my way to nowhere, really. I wasn't going to work anymore. I was just getting coffee because that's what I did. I did the math. $5 a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. That's over $1,800 on coffee. Not even good coffee, just convenient coffee. And I realized I could make better coffee at home. I bought a decent coffee maker, some good beans, and I make my coffee every morning in my kitchen. It costs maybe $30 a month for beans. I'm saving over $120 a month. It was $400 a year. Now, if going to a coffee shop is a social thing for you, if you meet friends there, if it's part of a routine you genuinely enjoy, that's different. Keep it. But if you're just buying expensive coffee out of habit, because it's on your route or because you haven't thought about it, it's time to think about it. Make coffee at home. Enjoy it in your own kitchen, on your own porch, in your own favorite chair. It tastes better when you're not spending money you don't need to spend. The 7th thing I stopped buying was gifts out of obligation. This one's hard. Because we've been trained our whole lives to buy gifts for every occasion. Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, teacher appreciation, co-worker retirements. It never ends. And at some point, especially after 60, you realize most of these gifts don't mean anything. They're just objects, clutter, things people don't need, don't want, and will probably regift or donate. But we keep buying them because we feel like we have to. Like if we don't, we're rude or uncaring. I stopped. Not completely, but significantly. I stopped buying gifts for people I barely know. I stopped buying expensive gifts for people who don't need anything. Instead, I started giving my time, my attention, my presence. I call people on their birthdays. I write cards. I bake something homemade if it's someone close. And you know what? People appreciate that more than another candle or picture frame or gift card. It's personal, it's thoughtful, it's real. For the people I truly care about, the people close to me, I still give gifts, but they're meaningful. Chosen carefully, not last-minute panic purchases from a store I don't even like. And I've saved thousands, literally thousands of dollars. Money that was going to people who didn't expect it, didn't need it, and probably didn't even remember it a week later. Now that money stays with me, or goes toward experiences I share with people I love, that's worth so much more. The 8th thing I stopped buying was stuff to organize other stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Bins, baskets, shelving units, drawer dividers. All designed to help you organize the clutter in your home. And here's the secret they don't tell you. If you need that much organization, you have too much stuff. The solution isn't more containers, it's less stuff. I spent years buying organizing products. I'd go to the store, see these beautiful bins and baskets, think, this will finally get my closet under control, bring them home, and nothing changed. Because the problem wasn't organization. The problem was, I had too many things I didn't need or use. So I stopped buying organizers and started getting rid of stuff. Clothes I didn't wear, kitchen gadgets I never used, decorations that just collected dust, books I wasn't reading, papers I didn't need. I cleared it out, and suddenly, I didn't need organizing products anymore. Everything I kept had a place because there was room for it. This saved me money in 2 ways. First, I stopped spending on organizing products. But second, and more importantly, I stopped buying stuff in general. Because when your home is clear, when you can see and appreciate what you have, you stop wanting more. You realize you have enough, more than enough. And that realization is freeing in a way I can't fully describe. You stop shopping out of boredom. You stop accumulating. You start living with what you actually need and love. And that costs nothing. The 9th thing I stopped buying was upgrades I didn't need. New phone every year, new car every few years, new laptop because the old one is outdated, new furniture because the current stuff is old-fashioned. It's this constant cycle of upgrading, replacing, keeping up with what's new. And you know, what? It's exhausting and expensive and completely unnecessary. After 60, I realized something powerful. Good enough is often perfect. My phone from 3 years ago, it still makes calls, sends texts, takes pictures. It works. My car from 2015, it runs great, it's paid off, it gets me where I need to go. My couch from 10 years ago, comfortable, familiar. Why would I replace it just because there are newer styles in stores? I wouldn't. And I don't. I stopped chasing new. I started appreciating what I have. And when something truly breaks, when it no longer functions, then I replace it. But not before. Not just because something shinier exists. This mindset shift has saved me tens of thousands of dollars over the past few years. Tens of thousands. Money that would have gone to things that wouldn't have made my life better, just newer. And that money is now sitting in my account, giving me security and peace of mind. That's the upgrade that actually matters. The 10th thing I stopped buying was other people's expectations. This isn't a physical product, but it's something we spend on constantly without realizing it. Dinners at restaurants we can't afford because friends suggested it. Vacations we don't want to take because family expects it. Clothes or cars or homes or lifestyles that look a certain way because we think that's what we're supposed to have. We spend money, sometimes lots of it, trying to meet expectations that aren't even ours. After 60, I gave myself permission to stop, to say no, to live according to my values, my budget, my desires. If I don't want to go to an expensive restaurant, I suggest a picnic instead. If I don't want to take a big trip, I say so. If I'm happy with my modest home and older car, I don't apologize for it. I stopped spending money to impress people or meet standards that someone else set. And that's been the most liberating financial decision I've ever made. Because here's the truth. Most of the people whose expectations you're trying to meet aren't paying your bills. They're not funding your retirement. They're not lying awake at night worrying about your financial security. You are. So why are you spending your money on their opinions? You shouldn't be. And after 60, you finally have the wisdom and the courage to stop. So here we are, 10 things I stopped buying after 60. And the result, I'm not just saving money, though I'm saving thousands every year. I'm also happier, lighter, freer, less stressed, more intentional, more present. Because when you stop spending money on things that don't matter, you create space for what does. You create financial breathing room. You create peace of mind. You create a retirement that's actually yours, not one dictated by habits, obligations, or expectations. You've worked your entire life. You've earned the right to spend your money on things that truly bring you joy, comfort, and security. Not on autopilot purchases, not on guilt, not on keeping up appearances, on what actually matters to you. And when you make that shift, everything changes. So I want you to do something. Look at your own spending. Really look at it. Go through your bank statements for the last few months, not to judge yourself, but to notice, to see where your money is going and ask yourself honestly, is this adding value to my life? Is this bringing me joy? Is this necessary? And if the answer is no, give yourself permission to stop, to let it go. To choose differently. You don't have to stop buying all 10 of these things. Maybe you only relate to 2 or 3. That's fine. Start there. Make those changes. See how it feels. See what happens to your bank account and your stress level when you stop spending on things that don't serve you. I think you'll be surprised. I think you'll feel relief. And I think you'll wonder why you didn't do this sooner. Because retirement isn't about deprivation. It's about intention. It's about making choices that honor the life you've built and the life you still want to live. And sometimes, the most powerful choice you can make is to stop. Stop spending. Stop accumulating. Stop trying to meet everyone else's standards. Just stop. And in that stopping, you'll find something beautiful. Freedom. Real, tangible, financial freedom. The kind that lets you sleep at night. The kind that lets you say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. You've earned this. You've worked too hard, sacrificed too much, planned too carefully to waste your money on things that don't make your life better. So take a look at these 10 things. Think about what you're buying, and give yourself permission to stop. Your bank account will thank you. Your stress level will thank you. And your retirement, the one you actually want, will finally have room to breathe. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, if it made you think differently about your spending, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more honest, practical advice for living well in retirement without spending a fortune, subscribe. I'll be here, sharing what I've learned, what's worked, and what hasn't. Until next time, take care of yourself, be intentional with your money, and remember, You've earned the right to spend it on what truly matters, nothing less.